All right. Hello, guys. What's up? So, my name is Shayla, and I have my friend over here, Megan, and we're going to be hosts of this new podcast. It's called That's Life.
So That's Life will be on a weekly basis. You can find us on the slateonline.com and our YouTube channel. So I guess I'll start off by introducing myself.
Go ahead. Let's go.
I'm Megan. I'm the multimedia editor. I am a senior communications journalism major with a print and online media emphasis. I'm a technical professional communications
Anyway, so hello, my name is Shayla. I'm actually pretty new to staff. So I started out on the Slate as just a regular staff writer for Ship Life, and then now this year I am the assistant Ship Life editor. As you could tell, I'm very loud and I laugh a lot. And I'm going to try to have fun on this show because this show is all about you guys learning how to do things in your life. And while we're trying to figure out how to do things in our life because our life is a mess. So, for today's topic, for the first episode, we're actually going to discuss self-care. Now, what is self-care? What is self-care, Megan? Do you know?
That's a really good question.
That is a real question. So I think it's what Webster Dictionary describes self-care as rejuvenating oneself and liberating and basically just to reconnect with your soul.
What soul?
What soul? I don't have a soul either. I know. It's honestly, especially in this day and age, it's really hard to really take care of yourself because everyone's, super busy all the time. And everyone has life to do. Everyone's struggling. So, sometimes, for a lot of people might think that self-care is really expensive.
And that's not necessarily true. You know, I think my biggest things that I do to take care of myself are bubble baths.
Bubble baths? From Lush?
Not even from Lush. You can buy bubble bath at CVS,
True.
You know, I buy the expensive kind because treat yourself.
Exactly. See, I'm super bougie as well because when I first started doing bubble baths, I did the bath bombs, the OG bath bombs from Lush. Okay, I don't do the Target dollar store. No. I don't do that. I go to Lush directly. I also sleep a lot to avoid my problems. I induce sleep to avoid pain the majority of the time. So that's how I take care of myself.
I don't think sleeping is definitely an important thing to staying healthy, but I don't know, sometimes you just need a nap.
You need a nap. It's essential. If I don't have my nap at 2 o'clock in between classes, I will literally be so angry. I can't I can't do it. I literally
need don't talk to me.
Exactly. I literally need to do it. Another thing that I do is I sit down and watch YouTube videos. That is my guilty pleasure. I watched a whole bunch of beauty guru dramas with Jeffree Star, James Charles.
Well, I think a big thing with self-care, people say, oh, I take baths, I watch videos, but part of it is just having a routine,
right,
and routinely doing things that you enjoy. Try and factor those things into your day can really make a big difference.
Exactly.
If you hate eating ham sandwiches for lunch,
don't do it.
Stop eating ham sandwiches.
Seriously. What is wrong with you?
Well, I mean, I don't just don't try and cut out things that make you miserable. If you know that you hate going to this one class, if you bring a coffee to class or use a really cool pen, I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever helps you get through the class.
Just do it.
Yeah. Self-care doesn't have to be where you set aside an hour and take a bubble bath. It can just be little stuff that you do throughout the day.
Exactly. Still, get your work done, but, sometimes you really need that hour or two just to, relax. So I actually have a list here from, an actual, PhD person from psychologytoday.com.
.com.
A list of things that you can do to self-care. And one of them I already mentioned. So number one, make sleep part of your self-care routine because it is important to get enough sleep, okay? Do
Yeah.
not go to bed at 2 a.m. because you're watching anime. That's not a good idea.
Yeah,
or reading fan fiction.
Watch anime during daylight hours.
Exactly. Put down the fan fiction. Okay, I know you have like 30 more chapters before the end. Don't do it. Don't do it. Another one is watch what you eat.
That's a big one.
Yeah, exactly.
Like watching, like trying not to eat so much junk food. You know, as good as it is.
Speak, Megan.
As good as junk food is, like eating fruit, like you don't have to be eating Brussels sprouts or broccoli.
Who wants to eat Brussels sprouts anyway? That's gross.
Okay, but roasted Brussels sprouts?
No. You can miss me with that. Oh, you know what? I started this summer to like relax myself because I was working a really crappy job this summer. I started a garden. Like I knew I was probably not gonna like achieve anything because I suck, but I did like
yeah.
Yeah,
You
so
still had fun doing it.
exactly. So like I planted 4 things like peppers, lettuce, and cucumbers, and it was enjoyable. Like I literally like saw everything grow, and it was really relaxing to me. So like maybe like you don't really have to eat vegetables, like if you don't like vegetables that much, but like planting something like
achieving
anything.
a goal, you know.
Exactly.
It's like you don't necessarily have to be good at something to do it.
Right.
Like I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, I wish I could draw. I wish I could paint." I'm like, "Well, just do it even if it sucks. As long as you have fun doing it, who cares what it looks like?"
Nike swoosh. Just do it. Period.
This is not a sponsor. Shayla likes name dropping.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm really bougie, and this is not sponsored. I just like name dropping brands. Because that's just me.
I would say, I guess, what else is on your list?
Oh, okay. Going back to the list. Exercise. I hate exercising, but you need to do it to reduce stress.
I would say walking on campus. That's a good way. Like, when I lived on campus, I think I averaged like 3 miles a day just walking around. So
I started walking, like enjoyed it. And usually like exercising, I'm like, ew, sweat. Ew, like actually doing like a function. Like I was just really disturbed at it at first, but now I really kind of miss it. Like I really enjoyed it. Okay, so that's sorry.
I was going to say, exercise, it doesn't have to be going to the gym. It can be walking around campus, or
walking your dog or your pet,
or playing ping pong, or lifting weights, or it doesn't have to be something that you do in front of other people. You know, you can exercise on your own.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to go to the gym. I don't want to have to pay for a membership. I don't want to. Well, Shipwreck is free.
Yeah, the Shipwreck is free.
Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of people do get intimidated on going to the gym because they don't want to.
What's on the list?
Okay. Say no to others. Yeah.
That's true. That's a big one.
Exactly, because this is what it says. So saying yes all the time to loved ones or co-workers can lead to burnout, anxiety, and being irritated. Which is absolutely true.
Yeah.
You gotta be selfish sometimes and be like, no, like I can't do this assignment.
Well, that's not even being selfish. That's just being reasonable.
True.
If you say yes all the time, you're gonna begin to like resent that person.
Yeah, and resent yourself because now you're like a yes man and like you're basically a wallflower at this point. And
I think you mean doormat.
A doormat? Are you sure?
Yeah.
Sure. I'll go with it for now. We can argue off mic.
I think a wallflower is an introvert.
True.
But then a doormat is just someone who says yes to everything.
Oh, that's true.
Like you're a doormat, like they wipe your feet on you.
You know what's so stupid? But like I really thought about it. You know that Jim Carrey movie where he has to say like yes all the time?
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't be like Jim Carrey in that movie. Don't do it. Even though like he had like a lot of adventures.
There Shayla goes, referencing things our viewers might not know about.
No, okay. If you were alive in 2008, I'm pretty sure you have watched this movie. So I forget what it's called. I think it might just be called
I think it's just Yes Man or Yes.
Yes Man. Yeah, see?
If only we could look it up.
Yeah, I know. Too bad the internet doesn't exist.
Whoa, boo-hoo. I think that's another good point. Don't spend all your time on social media.
Yeah, don't be that person, please. Like, I'm telling you this right now. You know, if you're stressed, do not out yourself on social media. I don't think that's, like, the best platform, especially in, like, how, like, you put your words out.
Yeah, don't say something impulsive or rash.
Right.
But keep going.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, well, not if you're stressed about like, oh, so and so is on vacation and I'm stuck at work. Like, who knows how old that photo is?
Yeah, don't be bitter. Okay, do not do that. And also like, don't look at social media and basically like judge other people's lives. Like, yeah, like so and so's in Paris and like the other person is in London.
Like, why would you want to post a photo of yourself at work? Like,
yeah, I know. And like, don't do that because it really destroys your mental health. So like, don't like compare yourself to like others.
I think that's a big one.
Yeah, that's a big one. That's not on the list of psychologytoday.com, but we will mention it. Because there has been times where I really haven't been taking care of myself, and I remember last year I went through this meltdown where I was just like, I was 18 at the time, going on 19.
Oh my God, Chaela, you're so young.
Yeah, I know. But like I was just kind of like, oh my God, like we are in a competition between like 18 to 25. Like all of us are in a competition with each other to see like who's living like their best life. And that's okay. Like, and like it's not okay. Like it's okay if you're not living your best life right now. As long as you're living and you're still taking care of yourself, like that's fine. Like,
and it's not a contest. It's not a race.
It's not a race either. Like take your time. Like, yeah, so Jojo Siwa has like a Mercedes Benz and like she's like touring and everything and she's 16. Yeah, I get it. But like don't,
you can't
envy.
Even compare. Like comparing yourself is really easy to do.
Right.
And it's really hard to stop.
Right.
But once you have to remind yourself like that this girl comes from a rich family. Like,
yeah, I know. That's the other thing.
I don't know where I was going with that. Like,
no, I understand what you're talking
why
about.
wasn't I born rich? I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. No, that's fine. Because I understand where you're coming from. Because basically what it is like, you see all these IG models and you see all these influencers and they're super young. And then you're just looking at them and they're like, wow, like, you're 16 and you have a G-Wagon? I freaking wish. But
what is a G-Wagon?
A Mercedes G-Wagon?
I don't...
See,
that goes to show you there's people out there who don't even know what a G-Wagon is.
That's fine. It's not a truck, but like it's like a really expensive luxury SUV that I love. Kylie Jenner, she like drives it all the time.
Kylie...
But that's the thing, like, do not do that because you will never be satisfied with your life. And
yeah,
that's what...
You have to take happiness in the little things.
Exactly.
Like, sure, Kylie Jenner might have a G-Wagon.
Yes.
But she doesn't have your friend group. She doesn't have...
Absolutely not. Look what happened with her and Jordan. So...
She doesn't have,
a degree.
Yeah.
Because we are all working on degrees right now.
I mean, there's things like Kylie Jenner, she will be in the spotlight her entire life. She has no privacy whatsoever.
Yeah, but she's a billionaire, so I don't know. Sometimes I can't even argue with that, because at least she's a billionaire.
Well, you could be a billionaire too one day.
That is true.
Probably not, but you never know.
Thanks,
we could get
Megan.
rich off of this.
Oh, that's true. Someone, like, tag, like, Kylie Jenner or, like, one of these people, so that way, like, she can, retweet our podcast.
You'll be like, hey, Kylie Jenner, we just insulted you, but...
I love Kylie Jenner. Let's just make this very clear. I love Kylie. I've been loving her for, like, 7 years now. This is really off topic, because this has nothing to do with self-care. But...
Megan nose breathes.
Nose breathes like, really, Shayla? I wouldn't have guessed. Also... do a skincare routine. This is actually not something off of the list, but, like, for me personally, like...
Well, that's what I was saying earlier. Like, having that routine of...
Yeah.
Skincare is I would say, skincare can get expensive.
Oh, who cares?
But...
Who cares
it's
about
one
expensive?
of those things, like, if it makes you happy, it's worth spending the money on.
Exactly. Like, with me, like, I love putting on my Korean face mask at night. I own everything that is Korean when it comes to skincare. Like, if I have something in skincare and I can actually read it, I will not use it. Like, I have to.
She's like, it's not authentic.
No, I have to. It has to be Korean, no doubt about it. But really, truly, it really doesn't have to even, for you guys, it doesn't have to be Korean. It doesn't have to be anything. It doesn't even have to be skincare. It could be, like, anything that you enjoy.
It's that routine and routinely doing something that makes you happy.
Exactly.
Like, some people, they go for runs every night. I don't know, they drink tea every night. Like me, I would say tea.
Yeah.
I would say food. That's a big one.
Eating healthy food, right?
Well, even, it doesn't necessarily have to be healthy food. But
food.
eating in moderation is a big thing too. Like,
Right.
you don't have to deny yourself a Snickers or chocolate.
True.
Like, catch me in the office eating a bag of Smarties.
Mm-hmm.
It's about limits and not doing that every day.
Like, don't overdo it to the fact that you
Yeah.
cannot live without,
Well,
like, a Snickers bar.
You still have to I think there's a line between self-care and then just being a jerk. You can't
Yeah.
you have to take responsibility for your actions. You can't just blame your mistakes on other people and say, "Oh, it's self-care."
Yeah, exactly. Like, you can't just avoid everybody for, like, literally, like, a month and then be like, oh, I'm so sorry, I was doing self-care. Like, no, like, that's actually, like, you're being a jerk.
Yeah, I think part of self-care is also trying to maintain healthy boundaries and communicating with people.
Exactly.
Like, don't let things go too far if you're having a problem with someone. Take care of it now.
Yeah, communication is key. Like, I feel like it's not fair for your friends and family to, like, not hear from you for, like, ages because you're doing, like, a self-care thing. Like, no, you're actually, like, isolating.
Or, like, I say don't isolate yourself and call it self-care.
Yeah.
Self-care isn't taking me time for 2 weeks.
No.
It's like a once a day for an
Exactly.
hour type thing.
Like, I've been really busy and I feel so bad. So I literally had to text one of my friends and I was like, hey, like, I'm sorry, I've been busy. You know what? Let's hang out soon. Like, it's okay if you get busy and you don't
It takes
talk to.
30 seconds to send a text message.
Exactly. It really does.
And that goes both ways. Like, if you're just not feeling something one night, like, it takes 30 seconds to text your friend. Yeah, I don't feel up to going out tonight.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? It's the best thing in the world? When your plan gets canceled, but you didn't want to go anyway. That's, like, my favorite thing, because it's, like, I have to pretend and be like, oh, no, like, I really wanted to go to, like, to our reservations at, like, Brick in Carlisle. Oh, no, I'm so upset.
So sorry.
Gets inside my bed and, like, wraps themselves up with, like, in a burrito blanket. Like, that's me.
Well, and I think one of my biggest things that changed how I feel is, like, I was that person who, like, I would buy, I don't know, like, a candle and be like, I'm not going to use it. I'm saving it for something special. Be like, just use it. Like, why can't this moment be special? Even if it's just, like, a Tuesday night and you're doing your homework. Light that candle. It's going to smell like cupcake.
Unless you live in a dorm, do not do that. Because if you live in the same building as me and you set off the fire alarm, I'm literally coming after you tenfold. So don't do that
Is
if
that
you
a
live
threat,
in a dorm.
Shayla?
Yeah, no, it's a promise, okay? Do not do that if you live in a dorm.
Well,
but if you don't, it's a free-for-all. Go ahead. Light your Yankee candle.
I think that another important thing to note is that self-care doesn't necessarily have to be what psychology today says it is. Like,
what?
No, I mean, like,
No, just kidding.
I mean, like, we've talked about skincare and bathing. Like, self-care doesn't
Please bathe.
Well, I mean, yes, please bathe. But self-care doesn't necessarily have to be washing. Like, this is going to sound really bad. What?
No, I have an idea. So I actually had a thing called a self-care trip. So you can go on a little trip on a weekend. Maybe go to New York.
I think my discussion point was something else.
Okay, go ahead. Talk about it. I'm going to be really bougie.
Like, your self-care doesn't have to be about spending money. Your self-care can just be like, I don't want to
go to class today.
I don't want to put on makeup today.
Okay.
Then don't put on makeup. You don't owe it to anybody. You know?
Yeah.
If you're like, I want to wear sweatpants and look like a homeless person, that can be your self-care. Like, wearing comfortable clothes. Like, you don't have to dress up or do something fancy or related to the beauty industry to call it self-care.
You lost me at sweatpants. I have a rule that I will never wear sweatpants in public. And it's only because when I was like 8 years old, I tried to put on like those little like kitty sweatpants to go outside. I think I was going to the bank with my dad, and he threw the biggest fit because he was like, I raised you better than that to not dress that way.
Maybe it's Shayla's self-care to wear pants, you know?
Yeah, I wear jeans. The lowest I will go is leggings. I will do leggings.
But it's the same principle, you know?
No, that's just like for anybody else. Like, I envy people who literally can like walk around in sweatpants with no big deal. Like, I just personally cannot do it.
All right, what were you saying about your New York spa trip?
Okay. Well, it's not a spa trip, but I would say if you have the money, because that's one of our next discussions, is like for self-care, you can just go on a trip, maybe go to New York or your local mall and go shopping with a group of friends.
Retail therapy is real.
Yeah, it is. I will literally buy like a whole bunch of Kylie Cosmetics, or even go on ColourPop or Fenty Beauty or Ulta.
Shayla, where are you getting this money from?
Oh, money? Girl, I have it in the bag, okay? What do you mean? But like, just go and like buy like a whole bunch of stuff that your heart desires. Like, if you want that new blouse, get it. If you want that new Fenty liquid primer,
this is not to say go spend all your money.
Make sure you have money. That's the first thing. Make sure you have money.
Well, yeah, stay within your budget, obviously.
Yes.
But
if you need to go to Walmart and buy like Elf eyeliner, go ahead. But if you want to go to Ulta and get like a Stila,
there's
eyeliner,
nothing wrong with that, spending that money on yourself.
Exactly. There's nothing
like,
wrong. Whatever you choose.
Self-care is an investment in yourself.
Exactly. Like, if you want to like
if you would do that for your friend, why wouldn't you do it for yourself?
Exactly. Like, if you want that $500 like Michael Kors purse, and you have enough money in the bank for it.
That's such an expensive purse.
Okay, Michael Kors, honestly, the name itself is very common, so it's not even that luxurious anymore. But yeah, okay, sure. But like,
Shayla's like, girl.
Or like even like
you live under a rock.
Or even like a Coach bag or something like that.
A Coach bag.
Yeah, you don't have
What's
a Coach.
Next?
You don't have a Coach. You don't have a Coach bag.
My backpack's from Walmart.
No. No, I'm talking about a purse, not your.
Shayla, I have one purse and I've been using it since 6th grade.
I have a Tommy. I have a Coach. I have 3 Michael Kors.
Shayla, I'm not lying when I said I have one purse and it's from middle school.
Okay, so obviously we gotta go to Target and get some purses.
But like window shopping too, you know, I think a good thing. I just go on Amazon and I just like add things to my cart and I don't actually buy them. You know, just like adding things to my cart.
I do that all the time.
You're like, ooh, I want this and I want this, and then you're like, oh, shipping. Never mind.
Yes. So, like, I'll be on Forever 21, like adding on like a whole bunch of stuff, and like the minute it says I have to pay $5.95 for shipping, I'm like, nope.
Who has time for that?
Exactly. Like, I could have like $100 worth of clothes in there, and like the minute you say I
Another
have to
thing
pay for
is like,
shipping, no.
Dang, I have to drive to the store. No, I'll just go another day.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. So like that actually goes in line with like money, time, and like priorities as well.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think a big thing is you have to decide what's most important to you, and I think you should definitely be putting yourself in your top 5.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't let yourself fall below number 5 in terms of your priority. Like, you could have school, friends, extracurriculars, your job, and yourself, and somewhere in your top 5, not necessarily in that order. Absolutely. But don't let, like, your neighbor's stepbrother's cousin come over and take over your life, or don't even let your best friend do that.
Screw that cousin and friend.
Cousin, example.
Whatever.
Like, don't let someone who is so far removed from what you actually care about dictate how you live your life.
Mm-hmm.
Or the same thing is like social media. Like, don't let whoever is on Instagram or Twitter make you feel bad, because like,
absolutely,
just turn your phone off, girl.
I know, and that's another thing, part of self-care. One last thing that we can add, if you feel like it's necessary to delete apps because you're like being overwhelmed by everything that society and social media is telling you, you can go right ahead and delete all your apps.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Instagram will still be there when you're ready to come back.
Exactly. Like, I know a friend that like deletes Instagram, and she will re-download it every once in a while just so she can like post a picture, but like she doesn't want to see that because everything that she sees is like people like faking their life, and then it kind of like deteriorates her mental health.
I agree. Don't let social media run your life. Like, don't just go somewhere because you want to post a picture.
Yeah.
Or don't do something because you want to, I don't know.
Yeah, like, you want to show off. Like, when I was in Italy in March, right, there was so many, like, IG-looking girls around the Trevi Fountain. And, like, they weren't even enjoying it. They would, like, sit next to the fountain, take a picture, and then they would get up and leave. And I'm like, are you kidding? This is, like, the best thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, yeah, of course, like, I took a picture and I had, like, my Lizzie McGuire moment. But, like, I was in awe.
It wasn't your whole experience.
Right.
It was the picture.
Right. And then
like, yeah.
Go ahead.
No, so try to enjoy things beyond that Instagram picture.
Exactly. Like, we would go into, like, other museums, and people would just take a picture of, like, David.
Don't get me wrong, I love my Instagram.
Yeah, I love Instagram, too. But the thing is, just, like, enjoy the moment. Live in the moment. Really and truly. All right. Is there anything else you would like to add, my friend, Meghan?
I was just going to say, I think that's it. Live in the moment, because that's life.
That is life.
Okay.
All right.
You can find us on theslateonline.com, and we will be back next week.
All right. Bye, you guys. Thank you for listening, and that was life.